Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your host, Nick Balkovich, with the WTF. There it is, WTF show, winning the flex. Gonna have a quick live stream as I title it, The Emergency. Gonna do a quick pug right now, talk a little ball, and then I'll be hopping off, and then I'll be actually headed back on Chris the Candyman stream from the Fantasy Football Garage. So check that out. So gonna enter a draft right now. Gonna be doing it off my phone. Gonna be doing the 20-second pug. So give me a sec. Just by the way, can you hear me, stars, or anyone watching? Don't want 3 streams in a row where I am on the muted. So like I said, I'm gonna be entering a pug right now. Happy Friday, gentlemen. And if there's any ladies, gonna be cracking open a IPA right now. Starting my Friday. Real excited to do a draft. Been a long week, but we out here. 9 more. If anybody wants to do a pug, it's +9. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's see. Okay, let's go. How we doing, chat? How's everyone doing? Any plans for this Friday? WTF, where is everybody? They're living life right now or watching other streams. There's a bunch of people that are actually doing live stream right now. So shout out whoever's live streaming it. Go check them out. Give them a follow, a sub. All right, thank you guys. I got 1 pug left, but no time to rip one right now. Yeah, this is actually my last pug until it's maxed out. And then I also maxed out the was it the dog hound? I think 2 days ago. Yeah, my dad was telling me about that. The big 70. Crazy. That's definitely a special one. And if I know Uncle Steve, I know he's gonna be probably 12 shots in by noon. All right. Like I said, happy Friday. I hope everyone's having a good week. And ready to rip this draft, talk some ball. No crazy news. I think the only thing is potential trades from the Steelers. Went over that yesterday with Sus Edwards. Didn't check it out. Was a really good stream. Really smart dude. Ball knower. Okay, perfect. We are in and we got the 7 hole. I see my boy Billy is in at the 2 spot. Deluxe 7, know him in the Twitter streets. What's up, man? Don't think I know anybody else here though. KB, I think I've seen KB a few times. All right, so with this, with the pug, it's not much different than original like puppy or BBM. The one thing different about drafts like these is it is structured differently in the playoffs. So besides it being like a 1 out of 16 to advance, it's a 1 out of 5, which is nice, right? If you make the playoffs, better chance of advancing to the finals. The 7th spot, I think, is the worst spot in the draft. If you don't get one of the top 6 guys, I think basically there's like 5, 6 guys that you could argue at the seventh hole. And then plus you don't get exactly like the early second round value as the later pick. Sometimes Gibbs will fall to the 7 hole if someone brings up CMC or Genti. I've seen that a few times. Puka, I've been kind of soft fading Puka. Probably not smart. So I think I'm gonna start taking him more. You know, was number one yards per out run by a large margin. Really good receiver. Receiver 2 points per game last year when he came back from the injury. Devontae Adams is there, but I don't think Devontae Adams is gonna still like a lot of the targets from him. I'm more worried about Matthew Stafford. I feel like a year ago he was close to retiring from either a back injury or a neck injury. So obviously, if Matthew Stafford got hurt, Puka's dead. But really good offense. Puka's really good. So definitely want to get some Puka. Yo, what's up, JT Best Ball? Yeah, no worries, man. I appreciate you checking in and dropping a like. It helps a lot. Yo, what's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? If anyone doesn't know about the Typho Towers that Tyler, PPR Tyler, and Best Ball Guy do, go follow them. They dropped a new YouTube channel, the Typho Tower. So go check them out. Go subscribe. Great content. A lot of fun when they are all together. And they're doing giveaways too. So I think they just hit 100 subs. So they'll be giving away a BBM. And I think every 100 subs might butcher it, but I think every 100 subs they're doing a BBM giveaway or something like that. So we see Malik and Nico at the 1-2 turn. I never get this. Whenever I'm at the 12th pick, I never seem to get the double alpha receivers, which is okay because I still get CMC, but it would be nice to get a start like that sometimes. So we have Puka. I'm cool with AJ Brown. I like Lad a lot. I like A-Chan a lot. This one we'll do an AJ Brown build. Get two of the best receivers to start, two alpha receivers, number one targets for their offenses. Could be worse. Yeah, it's gonna be a fire channel. Oh hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Excited to see what they got to cook up. Nothing too crazy for the start of this. Couple teams going 2 RB. We see a little Raiders double stack with Jensia Bowers. Gary gets pulled up to the second round. Little Barkley Gary start. At this 2-3 turn, I flip flop a lot about certain players, player takes, how I want to attack it. Tyreek Hill is an interesting player where I think you can make a case of why last year was a down year for him. But I'm starting to more kind of just fade Tyreek, as in I don't want to bet on the bounce back from a 31-year-old receiver whose main part of the game has been his speed. He's not going to get faster. The Dolphins offense isn't what it was even 2 years ago. And I think I'd rather just take my chances on Jalen Waddle in the 5th round than Tyreek in the 3rd round. What do you guys think? Are you guys in on Hill or off? All right, so we're up next. I don't mind doing a Devontae Adams Puka build. I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's have some fun, guys. Come on, like these 3 receivers. That's a fun start. Rams and the Falcons, I think, are a sneaky game to be a shootout week 17. It could be one of those games where you do want pieces of it. You want the Pukas, the Devontae Adams, you want maybe Kyron, you want London, Mooney. Probably won't need Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts sucks and might get traded. I don't know if teams are actually trying to get Kyle Pitts or if the Falcons are just done with them and they're like, you know what, let's just get rid of him while we still have some type of selling window. Couple options we could go here. I think we're going to continue with the receivers. Hampton, I'm fine in the fourth here, but dang. We're going to pull up JMO. Love JMO this year. He's getting really good coach speak. He said he feels like a veteran now, where I think he's grown up as a player from 2 years ago being suspended. Very exciting. Our receiver four, someone that can spike like crazy. And it's like Puka, Adams are two guys that you look at more like high floors, gonna get a lot of catches. AJ Brown's kind of a boom bust guy, and then JMO kind of adds to that. So I think it's kind of it's a pretty fun receiver room. Always like getting players on good offenses as well. Yeah, Mike says the 2-3 turn is rough. I need a receiver. Felt like I reached on Garrett. I'm in and Allen Hill depends on where he goes. Gary is one where I was kind of off, but I am starting to get more on. I've always liked Gary as a player, and I think Garrett could put it together with Justin Fields. I don't think Justin Fields is the greatest passer, but Garrett should again command so many targets. And at least Justin Field has shown he could support a receiver one like DJ Moore. Garner says also Achan targets with less than ceiling Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I agree. JMO one of the most improved receivers. Yeah, no, JMO, he's come a long way. Like he looked like he was strictly gonna be a bust. Like wasted pick by Detroit, typical very fast guy that's just not that good. But last year he showed a lot of people that he's a good player. And the Lions, they use him the right ways. Now the question is, are we going to continue this zero RB team? Mixon missing OTS with a minor injury. Yeah. You know what? Screw. You know what? Let's just have more fun, guys. We're taking Jalen Waddle. We're saying fuck RBs, fuck last year. We're gonna go straight receivers that we like. I like Jalen Waddle a lot this year. He was a second round pick last year. I think every year his yards per out run has gotten better. He's one of those weird players where I think he's a really good player, but like he just leaves so much on the field. Not entirely his fault, but I do think this is a pivotal year for him. Like it would be weird if Jalen Waddle like gets worse price next year. Like if Jalen like it's just weird Jalen Waddle will be a seventh round pick next year. I think right here is like his like absolute floor. So we are hoping for an RB to come back to us. And there's enough guys I like that I'm not too worried about it. James Conner, you could throw in there. We could throw Dima. Kind of, we're betting on the Lions offense. I think Junkins is fine in the sixth round. There's receivers that I don't mind here, but after starting 5 receivers, I think that will be the limit for us. Right here, I think the sixth round, you have either the old dusty guys like Kamara and James Conner who project to have a workhorse role, but the injury concern is pretty high. But then you have these young RBs like Junkins, Henderson, that we're unsure what they're going to do. We'll be going Kamara. Kamara could be dust. He could just be on one of the worst offenses and be terrible. But as long as he's healthy, he's gonna project as a top 10 back each week. Right. The Saints have one of the easiest schedules this year, I believe. And to start five receivers and end up with potentially a bell cow in the sixth round, I think is pretty good. Obviously we're betting on his health and the Saints not implode like super crazy. But Alvin Kamara last year, really good year, played 13 games, I think, but scored over 230 points, half PPR. Yeah, last year was crazy. Last year, it seemed like the receivers were definitely getting hurt more than RBs than usual. It's weird. Like one of the minor edges, if you kind of predict how the NFL is going to go, obviously there's an edge in that. A couple things, um, like NFL scoring, I think has been less the last few years. Like throwing the ball, like I think like throwing the ball has been a little less. I think there's been more cover two, right, which has kind of maybe also like help with the running game where more teams are just kind of guarding the deep ball. So teams are more likely to run it. I've heard things where they don't practice as much. So they're not practicing on stopping the run. You're playing more nickel, more dime. So you have smaller guys stop the run. I don't know. There's a couple interesting things when it comes to that. So we have a 1-5 build right now. Five receivers, one RB. Hmm. We'll go Tony Pollard. I think to go five straight receivers and then to end up with two RBs that are projected to get a ton of volume feels pretty good. If I was going to take a receiver, it's going to be either Golden or Reed. For stacking options, we could do Stafford later. We could do Golf. We could do Tua. And then we could do Cam Ward, right? Pair with Tony Pollard, tack on like a late chick. Excuse me, maybe one of the receivers. Connor is amazing, keeps producing and avoiding injuries. I've been fading Connor the last like 4 years, and he makes me pay each year. And I think this is the year actually. This is the first year where I'm actually drafting him, and I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go. He's gonna be hurt by week 4 because I'm gonna have over 8% of him. Good morning, Sus. How you doing, man? Like I mentioned earlier, did a live stream with Sus yesterday. It was a pretty late one. It was like we ran to like 1 o'clock a.m. last night for me, close to like 3 or 4 for him. But great guest. Always love having Sus on. Go check it out. That's why there's a good argument for good balance positions. Yeah, like structurally, like I do like to have a balance because it helps. Like if there's falling value later for a position, like I would like to scoop that up. But I do like going starts like these sometimes, because if you go five straight receivers and they hit and they're elite and you're able to pair up like the quarterback, RB, and tight end, then you have such a strong room. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's fun to kind of try some new things. And like right now, so we're up next. Aaron, come on, baby. You're gonna give us Aaron Jones, like come on, like these few like Puka, AJ Brown, Adams, Jamo Waddle, and then we're still able to get Kamara, Pollard, and Jones. Like that's just too easy. Like I love this. I love this start. They're not making me pay for passing on running back at all right now. The IPA is pretty good. Like it says in the can, delicious. It's a stone. You know, every Friday I do streams. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do a stream tonight because I do beers and best ball every Friday. But tonight I'll be streaming something else on Twitch, and then I'll be hopping on the Fantasy Football Garage stream later tonight. This team right here has a 5 RB3 receiver room. Interesting. For anyone watching, I'd appreciate if you guys could like the video. If you're not subscribed, sub to the channel, man. Put the bell notifications on. I'll be streaming all summer. Have a lot of fun stuff planned. Definitely gonna be doing a lot this summer. A lot of drafts. A lot of drafts and a lot of bad takes. So we're up in 4 picks. Not touching tight end, quarterback. Nothing too much here. I think Fails is always solid. RB. Jaden Higgins stands out to me for receiver. RB. I don't know how I feel about doing like a double Minnesota thing with like Mason. I don't think it's terrible, but I also don't love it. We'll do Higgins. We'll do Higgins. You know, we get this unknown rookie who could maybe be really good as our sixth receiver. You know, gives us an out to draft CJ Stroud. And then also I think we could stop at 6 if we want to. Like, this definitely is probably looking like a 3-6-6-3 build. Which I've been doing more. I've been doing more 3-5-7-3 builds, 3-6-6-3 builds. I think one of my issues last year was I did a lot of like 2-7-7-2s, 2-6-8-2s, and my tight end room was pretty garbage. Like, I made too much of a bet on projection that this tight end would step up, and it was for like some like higher tight ends too. Like last year, I was like pretty heavy on Jake Ferguson, so I was like, you know what, if I get Jake Ferguson in like, you know, pick like 80, I'm like, I'm probably gonna stop at 2 tight ends. Jake Ferguson was ass last year. Definitely feel like a 3 tight end late build is the way to go this year. But I also do like the leads. I love taking Kittle, and I'm not opposed to taking Bowers or McBride either. We could do golf. We could do golf. But I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna take an RB. We're gonna take an RB that we like, that's fun, that has some upside. 2 in. The most expensive 4th round pick in underdog ADP history. That's potentially the RB3 on the team. Drafters are getting sharper. We have, like I said, potentially the third RB on the depth chart going at pick 117. And then we have a 3rd round rookie, Kyle Williams, going to pick 120. But if you believe in a guy, you got to just pay the price. Yo, what's up, BB? Meat Glazer. What's my favorite IPA? It's a great question. I don't really have a favorite, if I'm being honest. Like, I do like these. Like, the Stone IPA is pretty simple, gets the job done. Honestly, I enjoy most. Like, there's not an IPA where I've had where it's like I don't like. But right now, I've been messing with the Stone IPAs a lot. What about you? What's your favorite IPA? What's my view on Sanders' future? what is my view on Sanders? I think Sanders is going to be a starter at some point this year. I don't know how many games he's going to play. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I do think Sanders is going to have a chance to win that job. I think the fans are going to be yelling his name. I think right now he's been performing better than Gabriel and Kenny Pickett at practice. And I don't think he's a fifth round talent. I think he's better than that. Okay, we're on the clock. Could go tight end. Is there a quarterback I like here? We'll go Tyler Warren here. I like Warren a lot. But Sanders, I think Sanders, I don't think he's gonna be an NFL star. I don't think he's gonna be a starter for multiple years. But I will say he probably has a chance to start this year and showcase if he's the guy or not. And what he does when he is a starter, it's to be determined. But it's been a while since we have had a quarterback that goes outside the first and second round. That's the starter, right? We have Dak Prescott, we have Russell Wilson, we have Jalen Hurts. Is there anyone else? Like obviously Tom Brady, but I'm not gonna count him. That was like 25 years ago. But like we will see a quarterback that goes in the third, fourth, fifth round that is going to be a starter for a very long time. Nicholas says, how should positional scarcity and projected game streaks influence the decision to draft a high risk, high reward running back over a consistent receiver two in the third or fourth round of a 12-team half PPR? Well, first, are you talking about a managed league or a best ball league? It depends. If you're talking about underdog, if I'm taking an RB in the fourth round and he's a high risk player, I'm probably gonna go more for the receiver that I like more because there's gonna be always running backs that I like in the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth round. If you're talking about managed league that starts like two RBs, two receivers, I think RB you should prioritize over receiver more. In a best ball league, depends, but like right now, Marlon Hampton, I think fits the bill of that high risk, high reward running back. I click him sometimes, but I'm more prone to go receiver in the fourth round right now. Yo, what's good, Gamble? If anyone doesn't know, it's Gamble's birthday. Happy birthday, Gamble. Hope you had a great birthday. We're on the clock, and there's a couple things we could do here. We have Jaden Higgins. We have no quarterback. CJ Stroud makes perfect sense for this team. I really enjoy how this team is coming together, guys. Sometimes you're gonna have drafts where because like whenever you go like 4 or 5, even 6 receivers super early, you put yourself in a position where it could fuck you, where it could bite you in the end, right? But this draft, no, like we went receiver early, we took the gamble, but we got ADP followers for RBs, we got some for the quarterback. Teams coming together pretty well. Up in 7 picks. So for quarterback, Stafford to we could do a Down Jones play if we want. RBs we like. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good in the spot right now. I've done I think one drafters draft, like the $20 main. I heard it's soft. I know it's probably plus EV. I'm very stubborn though. I don't love the UI on drafters, and I just like DraftKings. Like, let me make this pick. I think one falls back to me, so we'll go Isaac Garando, fifth RB. So like with drafters and DraftKings, like I know it's like plus EV to do and the rooms are softer. I just don't enjoy drafting as much on them. And that's a me problem. Like that's like I'd rather lose money having fun doing underdog than other sites. Now I will do some drafters because I do think the accumulation of points in total season is fun. And it's always good to get some plus EV plus EV. Happy birthday. What kind of bonuses do they give? I remember when I was on Underdog a few years ago, dude, like they were very generous with the bonuses. Like they would hit me with like a 50%, 100% deposit match. Now I'll be lucky. I'll be lucky to get once in a while a 25% bonus match. But when I do, I take advantage of it. Double bonuses until 6:30. Well, Gamble, drop your drafters promo in the chat. And if anybody's not on drafters and you want some bonus and a deposit match for his birthday, go sign up. Sign up and deposit. All right, chat. Do we take Tua or Stafford? We got Waddle and we have Puka and Adams. Let's see who knows ball. Do I take Tua or Stafford here? Also, by the way, if you are watching on Twitter, I can't see your comments if you're commenting. And also, come on YouTube. Check it out. Chat it up. All right, guys. Stafford or Tua? Yeah, I'm taking Stafford here. So Tua, obviously he's a higher ADP. Stafford's a little older, but when I have uh when I have Adams and Puka, I think it makes more sense to go Stafford, to bet more on Stafford just having a great year and he's gonna be like the quarterback one in the playoffs. Sess comes in and says Tyler Show. You know what? I mean, I have Alvin Kamara. I could do a little backstack if I want. Yeah, I agree. That's why I took Stafford. And Tua does go, but man, like Tua, I've seen fall far sometimes. Like the latest, the latest I've seen Tua go is all the way in the 200s. Like this dude legit fell all the way to the 17th round. It's crazy fall. Yeah, I have Adams too, so that's why it makes sense to go Stafford there. Stafford, you got better receivers. Yeah, the Rams offense, man, like it's pretty good. You got Puka and Adams there. You got Tutu to play the slot, kind of be that deep threat. Tyler Higbee or Terrence Ferguson as the tight ends, and then Kyron Williams. I'll be honest, I don't know how good the O line is. I have to check, but they have a pretty good offense this year. All right, so we have 2 5 6 1. I feel really strong about my RB and receiver room. Tight ends. We could do a Fallen Strange. I'm okay with that. For RB, I think Rico, one of these RBs maybe. Bryce is a faller, but I don't feel forced to take him. Let's do Rico. 1,000-yard rusher. I think gets a little more work than people think. RB6. So I think this is a good example right here. Stroud and Stafford. I think last year I was more comfortable kind of going to quarterbacks kind of like this and kind of be like, yo, well, if I'm betting on these two quarterbacks, I'm betting on like the best case scenario upside, which obviously I think was a mistake. And I don't think you'll ever see me go to quarterback with these two quarterbacks. Like I'll always add a third quarterback. I'm more likely to go two tight ends with Tyler Warren because I think Tyler Warren has more of an upside case to be like a top 5 tight end this year and pay off in a major way of his ADP. So we're up in 2 picks. We have Shroud. So I do think Don Schultz. I'm cool with clicking here. Kind of get that double stack. Stafford for the stack. Yeah, I agree. All day, baby. Stafford never hurt. Yeah, that's probably true. Like Tua's definitely probably missed more games than Stafford has in the last few years. Sure. All right, so we got 2 more picks right now. We have a 2-6-6-2 build. Do you guys think I could stop at 2 tight end here with Warren or Schultz? Because I think I'm done at receiver. I think running back I could add in one more, but I probably want to stop. I'm thinking right here we go Daniel Jones stack up with Tyler Warren, and then for tight end either like a Chig, Juwan, or we could do a Higby or a Ferguson for Stafford. I'm still unsure who I have like over like I am interested in Terrence Ferguson. I think he's a good prospect, and I think the Rams do like him, but I also think Tyler Higbee is going to get their veteran respect, be the starter all year, and then Terrence Ferguson is more about 2026 and on. What we're going to do first, though, we'll take Daniel Jones as our third quarterback. Bet that he beats out AR. It's also fun too. Like Daniel Jones isn't gonna be drafted in all these leagues, so he potentially could be a low owned quarterback piece. We have Tyler Warren for the stack. One more pick. So we have Stroud, Stafford, Jones, RB's Kamara, Pollard, Jones, Tulin, Grando, Rico. I think the RB room I'm okay with. I think we have 3 solid vets that's projected for a good workload. Then Tulin's the mystery box, right? Is he this year's Bucky Irving or is he nothing? And then 2 high RB2s in case the starters get hurt. The receiver room, I love a lot. Puka, Brown, Adams, JMO, Waddle, and Higgins. And then we have Warren Schultz. One thing about going tight end too is like there's really no receivers that I could project for like a serious role, right? Like some of these, like most of these receivers are going to be zeros. RBs, pretty similar, but then we have some tight ends that I think that are just locked in for roles. Like Chig, I like Chig a lot. I think Chig could have his best year with Cam Ward. Would you guys go Chig or would you guys go Terrence Ferguson or Tyler Higbee? Who would you guys draft? Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I think Tyler Warren's in a win-win situation. If AR is a starter all year, then he's probably progressed as a passer. If Down Jones, he fits better. Higby or Chig. You know what? We're gonna go Chig. We're gonna go Chig because I think Chig is the clear starter. He's explosive, and also like we do have Adams, we do have Puka already. So like if I'm in the playoffs, I'd rather bet on these guys than have to rely on Tyler Higbee. I'd rather have a one-off with Chig. So this is our team. 3-6-6-3. We have Shroud, Stafford, Jones. We have Kamara, Pollard, Jones, Tulin, Garando, Rico, Puka, Brown, Devontae, JMO, Waddle, Higgins, Warren, Schultz, and Chig. If you ask me, I think this is a pretty good team. I like how we started with 5 receivers and then everything else kind of fell in place for us. Overall, solid squad. And then I'll check out Billy's team right now. Billy goes Goff, Ward, Sam Darnold. So 3 quarterbacks like us. Good quarterback room. Cool with that. Barkley, Jacobs, Warren, ETN, and a little McLaughlin action, which don't see that much, but I like the RB room. I think 5 is fine here. Garrett, Metcalf, Ridley, Jacoby, Mims, Palmer, and Keenan Allen. I would say pretty balanced receiver room, right? Like you have Garrett, Metcalf, Ridley, and Myers, kind of like more getting that high floor play. Then Mims and Palmer, I look at more like spike touchdown guys. Hodgson, Pat, and Cole. Don't see a lot of Cole getting drafted, but I think he is going to play more than we think, and kind of a low note tight end piece that maybe spikes, week 16. 3-5-7-3 build. I like it. Solid team, Billy. Yo, what the fuck, Armin? You missed it, man. We drafted the winning team of the POG, actually. Warren was the eligible receiver at center for a touchdown receiver at USC last year. Yeah, I saw that. Warren's a beast. Warren's a fun player, man. Very versatile. So we did it. We did it. We did a chat. That was a quick stream. I'm only doing one draft. But I will be on later tonight with Chris the Candyman, Fantasy Football Garage. If you're here, give a like, comment below, sub to my channel. Tons and tons of more drafts I'm gonna be doing. I appreciate everybody that's hopped on, that chatted. Harmer says, damn surprise stream. I wasn't ready. That's why I labeled it as an emergency stream. It just kind of came out of nowhere. But gonna be logging off. WTF's in the chat. And I'll be seeing you guys tonight on the Fantasy Football Garage. Check it out. Appreciate y'all. Until next time.